For years, I thought I wasn't good enough. I thought I was not smart enough, not strong enough, not brave enough. Every day, I felt like I was missing something very important. I looked at other people around me, and I saw how happy and confident they were. They seemed to know exactly who they were. They smiled easily. They talked without fear. They had friends. They did well in school or work, and I thought, why can't I be like them? Sometimes I tried very hard to be like them. I worked more at school, I practiced harder at sports, I tried to make more friends. But no matter what I did, I always felt like I was falling behind, like I was too slow, like I wasn't enough. My mind told me things like, you will never be good enough, you are too weak, you don't belong here. These thoughts were like heavy chains that held me down. I could not run, I could not fly, I was stuck. When I looked in the mirror, I saw someone I did not like. I saw someone small and scared. I did not believe in myself. I thought, if I were different, maybe people would like me more. I wished I was taller, smarter, funnier. I wished I was perfect. But I was not. I was just me. And I thought that was not enough. Every day was a struggle. I felt tired. I felt lonely. I felt invisible. Sometimes I cried in secret. I did not want anyone to see my tears. I felt like I was living a lie, like I was wearing a mask that covered my true self. I smiled when people looked at me, but inside, I felt broken. But then one day, everything started to change. It was not a big event, it was not a magic moment. It was something small, but very powerful. It made me stop and think. It made me see things in a new way. It made me start to believe in myself. That day, I learned a secret I want to share with you. It is a secret that changed my life, a secret that can change your life too. The secret is this: you are enough. You have always been enough. Your worth is not about being perfect. It is not about what others think of you. Your worth comes from inside, from being you. This story is my journey from feeling not good enough to knowing I am enough. It is a story about pain and hope, about fear and courage, about falling down and standing up again. I want you to hear my story because maybe you feel the same way. Maybe you want to feel free from doubt and fear. Maybe you want to love yourself. If you listen to this story, I hope it helps you find your light. Your light is inside you. It is waiting to shine. You just need to believe it, and I will be with you on this journey. For many years, I kept my feelings hidden. I did not tell anyone how I felt inside. I was afraid people would think I was weak or strange. So I wore a mask that smiled and acted like everything was okay. But inside, I was full of fear and doubt. I thought, if I tell someone, they might leave me. If they see the real me, they will not like me. This fear kept me quiet. It made me feel even more alone. Sometimes I asked myself questions that had no answers. Why am I not good like others? Why do I feel this way? Is there something wrong with me? I did not have answers. I only had pain. Pain that felt like a heavy cloud over my heart. It was hard to breathe. It was hard to smile. It was hard to live. But one day, I realized I could not live like this forever. I wanted to find a way out of this darkness. I wanted to find a light. I wanted to be free. And so, I began to look for answers. I started to pay attention to small things around me. I listened to people's stories. I read books. I watched videos. I tried to understand why I felt this way. I also noticed something very interesting. Many people I admired, felt the same way. They felt scared. They felt lost. They felt not enough. But they found ways to believe in themselves again. They found hope. They found love. This gave me hope too. I want you to know this. You are not alone. If you feel not good enough, many people feel this too. And it is okay. It is normal to feel this way sometimes. But it is not the end. There is a way to feel better. There is a way to love yourself. And that way begins with one small step. That step is to stop listening to the voice inside that says, I am not enough. That voice is not true. It is a lie. You are enough. You are important. You matter. And this story will help you believe that. School was hard for me. I always felt like I was behind other students. When teachers asked questions, I was scared to answer. What if I made a mistake? What if others laughed at me? So I stayed quiet. I tried to do my homework well, but sometimes I did not understand. I felt stupid. I compared myself to classmates who seemed to learn easily. They got good grades. They were confident. I was shy and slow. Every test was a challenge. I worried about failing. I worried about disappointing my family. I wanted to be proud of myself, but I felt disappointed. Sometimes I cried after school. I felt like I was not smart enough to succeed. I asked myself, why can't I be like them? This feeling made me afraid to try new things. I did not want to risk failing. I did not want to look bad. So I stayed safe. I did not join clubs or sports. I did not make many friends. I kept to myself. But deep down, I wanted to do more. I wanted to be brave. I wanted to show others who I really was. I wanted to shine. But I was trapped in my fear. Then I grew older. The struggle did not stop. At work, I felt like I was always behind. My coworkers seemed confident. They talked easily. They made decisions quickly. I doubted myself. I thought, I am not as good as them. I worried about making mistakes. I worried about losing my job. Sometimes my boss gave me feedback that was hard to hear. I took it very personally. I thought, maybe I am not good enough for this job. This made me feel sad and scared. I wanted to do better, but the fear kept me small. I avoided new projects. I did not want to raise my hand or share ideas. I stayed quiet in meetings. I felt invisible. Sometimes I thought, maybe I should find a new job, somewhere easier. But even in the hardest moments, a small part of me hoped for more. I hoped to believe in myself. I hoped to feel proud of my work. I hoped to find peace. My struggles were not only at school and work, they were also with friends and family. I wanted to have close friends. I wanted to be loved. But I often felt left out. I thought, I am not fun enough. I am not interesting enough. People don't really want to be with me. Sometimes I tried to change myself to fit in. I changed how I talked. I changed what I liked. I changed who I was. But this made me feel empty. I lost myself in trying to please others. In relationships, I was scared to say what I wanted. I was afraid of being rejected. I thought, if I say too much, they will not like me. So I stayed quiet. But this made me feel lonely, even when I was with people. I wanted real connection. I wanted to be loved for who I truly was, but I did not know how. I thought, maybe I am not worthy of love. All these struggles built a quiet pain inside me. It was like a shadow following me everywhere. I felt tired all the time. I felt sad and scared. I felt like I was living in a dark room without windows. I wanted to open the windows and see the sun, but I was afraid. I thought about giving up many times. I asked myself, why try if I am not good enough? Why keep going if I will fail? These thoughts were heavy. They made me feel lost. But even in my darkest moments, something inside me whispered, keep going. There is hope. This small voice was weak, but it was there, and it was the start of my journey. There was one day I will never forget. A day when everything felt too much. I had just failed an important test at work. My boss was disappointed. My friends did not call me. I felt alone. I looked in the mirror and did not like what I saw. I felt empty and broken. That night, I cried alone. I cried for the person I wished I could be. I cried for the person I thought I should be. I cried because I was tired of feeling not enough. I felt like giving up, like stopping, like disappearing. I thought, maybe I am meant to fail. Maybe I am not good enough to live happy life. The pain was deep and sharp. It felt like a heavy stone on my heart. I felt lost and scared. I did not know what to do. That night, I could not sleep. My mind was full of sad thoughts. I thought about everything I had tried and failed. I thought about all the times I felt invisible. I felt like a failure. But in the quiet of the night, something inside me started to change. I asked myself a simple question. What if I am enough just as I am? The question was strange. It felt strange in my mind, but it stayed there. I could not answer it that night, but the question stayed. It made me think. It made me wonder if maybe I had been wrong about myself all this time. The days after that night were hard. I still felt sad and scared, but the question stayed with me. What if I am enough? I started to think about it more. I started to notice small things about myself that I liked. A smile, a kind word I said, a moment I helped someone. Slowly, I began to see that maybe I was not as small and broken as I thought. Maybe I had strength I did not know about. Maybe my worth was not about success or mistakes. This small hope grew in my heart. It was the first step on a new path, a path to loving myself. One day, something unexpected happened. A friend noticed I was sad. She asked me to talk. I was afraid to open my heart, but I did. I told her about my fears, about feeling not enough, about my pain. She listened without judgment. She said something simple but powerful. You don't have to be perfect. You are already enough. Her words touched me deeply. For the first time, someone told me I was enough. This small act of kindness started to change everything. It made me see myself in a new way. It made me start to believe in my own worth. After that conversation with my friend, I began to notice small moments in my day. Simple things that I had never seen before. The sun shining through my window. The sound of birds singing. A smile from a stranger. These moments felt small, but they were important. I realized that life is not only about big successes or approval from others. Life is also in these small, quiet moments. I started to pay attention. I started to feel gratitude. Gratitude for being alive. Gratitude for the little things I often ignored. And slowly, I began to feel lighter. My heart felt less heavy. My mind felt less crowded with negative thoughts. I was still afraid sometimes. I still had doubts. But I had hope. And hope is powerful. Hope can move mountains, even if it begins with something as small as noticing a bird or a smile. A few days later, I experienced another small sign that life was changing. I failed at a small project at work. Normally, I would feel devastated. I would think, see, I am not good enough. But this time, I noticed something different. I felt disappointed, yes, but I also felt calm. I realized that failure does not define me. My value is not about perfection. I am still learning. I am still growing, and that is okay. This small shift in thinking felt huge. I could feel a new strength in my heart, a quiet confidence that I had never felt before. I began to understand that my worth comes from who I am, not what I do or how others see me. Another turning point came from a stranger. I was walking down the street, feeling a little lost in my thoughts, when someone smiled at me. Just the simple smile, but it made me pause. I realized that I am not invisible, that even small connections matter, that kindness exists in the world, and if the world can be kind to me, maybe I can be kind to myself too. That day, I started practicing self-kindness. I started telling myself, I am enough. I am worthy of love. I deserve happiness. These words were strange at first. I did not believe them fully, but repetition works. Slowly, they began to feel real. One quiet evening, I sat alone and thought about my life, all my struggles, all my fears, all the pain I carried. And then it hit me, a realization that I had never thought possible. I am enough. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be someone else. I don't need approval from anyone. I am enough just as I am. The words echoed in my mind. I am enough. And for the first time, I believed them. My heart felt full. My chest felt open. Tears came to my eyes, not sadness, but relief. I had carried so much pain for so long, and in that moment, I felt free. I realized that all along, my worth was not dependent on anything outside me. It was inside me, waiting to be seen. After that moment, I noticed my feelings changing. I felt lighter. I felt happier. I felt peace. I could smile without forcing it. I could laugh without fear. I noticed the world around me differently. Color seemed brighter. Sound seemed sweeter. Life seemed more alive. I could feel love in small things, my family, my friends, even strangers. I understood that the day I realized I was enough was the day my life truly began, not because everything changed outside, but because everything changed inside. I began to accept myself fully, with all my flaws, fears, and strengths. I reflected on my journey. I remembered all the times I felt invisible, all the times I thought I was not smart enough, not strong enough, not good enough. And I saw something amazing. I saw growth. I saw resilience. I saw courage. Every tear, every failure, every fear had led me here, to this truth. I am enough. And if I can feel this, so can you. Your journey may be different, but your worth is the same. It does not matter what mistakes you have made. It does not matter what others think. You are enough. The moment I truly understood my worth was not a single second. It was a collection of moments, small acts of kindness, small victories, small reflections. But one night, I whispered to myself, I am enough. And for the first time, I felt it in my bones. It was not just an idea. It was a truth, a deep, unshakable truth. I could feel it in my heart, and that feeling changed me. I knew that my life would never be the same again. After realizing my worth, I noticed a shift in my life. I felt more confident. I spoke up at work. I shared my ideas. I joined new projects. I no longer feared mistakes because I knew they did not define me. I felt free to be myself. And with this confidence came opportunities. People noticed my energy, my voice, my presence. I started to form new friendships. I started to feel included. I started to see the world as a place full of possibilities instead of a place full of fear. Along with confidence, I felt peace. Peace with myself and my past. Peace with the mistakes I had made. Peace with the person I was yesterday. Peace with the person I am today. Life didn't feel heavy anymore. I could rest at night. I could enjoy the small moments. I could love myself. This peace was different from happiness that comes from success or approval. It was deeper. It was quiet. It was steady. And I realized that this peace is possible for everyone. You just have to start seeing your worth. Finally, I felt joy. Pure, simple joy. I laughed more easily. I smiled more often. I enjoyed conversations and moments without fear. I tried new things without hesitation. I felt alive. And I knew that this joy came from one truth. I am enough. And the joy of realizing your worth is something that cannot be taken away. It stays with you, growing stronger every day. And the best part? You can feel this too. You can live this life too. You just have to believe that you are enough. I want to speak directly to you now. If you are listening, I want you to know something important. You are enough. You have always been enough. Your worth does not depend on what others think. It does not depend on success or perfection. You are valuable just as you are. I know it is hard to believe. I have been there. I have looked in the mirror and hated what I saw. I have compared myself to others and felt small. I have failed and felt broken. But the truth is that your worth is not measured by mistakes or comparisons. It is measured by who you are inside. You are strong. You are kind. You are brave. And even if you cannot see it now, it is there. Your journey is yours alone. It is not a race. It is not about being better than anyone else. It is about learning, growing, and becoming the best version of yourself. Every challenge, every failure, every fear is part of your story. And every step you take, even small steps, matters. Even when you feel weak or scared, you are moving forward. You are learning, you are growing, and that is beautiful. Your past does not define you. Your mistakes do not define you. You define yourself by how you rise, how you continue, how you love yourself along the way. One of the most powerful lessons I learned is the importance of being kind to yourself. Speak to yourself as you would to a friend. Do not insult yourself. Do not punish yourself for mistakes. Say, I am proud of you. You are enough. You are learning. This may feel strange at first. I remember when I first said these words to myself, I laughed because it felt awkward. But the more I repeated them, the more I believed them. And now, I feel a warmth inside. I feel love for myself. And if I can do it, so can you. Self-kindness is a superpower. It can change your life. Another lesson I want to share is this. Let go of the need for approval from others. You do not need permission to be happy. You do not need permission to be loved. You do not need anyone's agreement to believe in yourself. It is freeing to stop seeking approval. When you let go, you start living for yourself. You start making choices that feel right in your heart. You start noticing the world differently. You start seeing beauty, love, and opportunity everywhere. And most importantly, you start seeing yourself as enough. It is important to celebrate small wins. Don't wait for big achievements to feel proud. Did you speak up today? Did you try something new? Did you smile at someone? These are wins. These are steps forward. Every small step matters. Every moment of courage matters. Every act of love matters. And every time you notice your growth, you reinforce your self-worth. Celebrate yourself. Say, I did this. I am proud. I am enough. Learning to love yourself takes time. You may not believe it at first. You may struggle with old habits and negative thoughts. That is okay. Growth is not instant. It is gradual. Be patient. Be gentle. Keep practicing. Keep reminding yourself, I am enough. Some days will be easier than others. Some days will feel hard. But each day is a chance to practice self-love, to practice kindness, to practice hope. Over time, these small steps become a new way of living. And one day, you will realize, like I did, that you have always been enough. When you start believing in yourself, you also begin to share your light. You inspire others without knowing it. You help friends who are struggling. You speak words of kindness. You show love and patience. And in doing this, you strengthen your own belief that you are enough. The world needs your light. Your story, your kindness, your courage, these are gifts to others. And every time you shine, you remind yourself, I am enough. You remind yourself, I am valuable. You remind yourself, I am worthy of love and happiness. I want you to remember something important. The day I realized I was enough was not a single moment. It was many small moments. Moments of kindness, moments of courage, moments of self-reflection. And your day will come too. It may not come suddenly. It may come slowly, quietly, in moments you least expect. But when it comes, you will feel it. You will feel freedom. You will feel peace. You will feel love. And in that moment, you will know that all the struggles, all the fears, all the tears were worth it. Your future is bright. It is full of possibilities. When you believe in your worth, when you know you are enough, you open doors that were always closed. You try new things. You form new relationships. You discover talents and passions you never knew existed. You live fully. You live bravely, and you share your light with the world. There is hope for you, just as there was hope for me. And that hope is powerful. It can carry you through any storm, any fear, any moment of doubt. You are enough, and you always have been. The day I realized I was enough was not the end of my story. It was the beginning of living. It was the beginning of seeing beauty in small things. The beginning of loving myself fully. The beginning of peace, joy, and freedom. And it can be the beginning of your story too. You are enough. You have always been enough. And when you believe this truth, your life transforms. The world becomes brighter, your heart becomes lighter, and every day becomes a chance to live fully, bravely, and with love.